Hello, I am Partha, a PhD student from Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering Department. I am presenting my graduate research project titled Artificial Intelligence Assisted Prognostic Health Monitoring of Polymer Composites. In this work, I have developed a novel artificial neural network-based prediction framework coupling two distinct neural network models that can predict the lifespan and residual strength of fiber-reinforced polymer composites under fatigue loading from the dielectric state variables of the material. Fiber-reinforced polymer or FRP composite structures are a complex system of materials that have been implemented extensively in aviation, energy, and marine sectors and other industries for the last few decades. Although they are lightweight, yet strength-wise comparable to traditional metal components, FRP composites exhibit vulnerability in terms of the unpredictable nature of damage generation, progression, and ultimate failure as described in Figure 1. Artificial intelligence with the aid of dielectric spectroscopy technique can be used to predict the characteristic damage state and final performance of the composite, hence improving prognostic health monitoring of these materials. In this study, composite laminates were fabricated using unidirectional epoxy e-glass fiber prepregs. Initially randomly selected specimens were subjected to quasi-static tensile loading to determine the sample mean ultimate tensile strength. Their initial fatigue tests and residual strength tests were performed to determine respective 95% confidence intervals of cycles to failure for each mean stress level and residual strength at different cycle counts, along with in situ dielectric spectroscopy data acquisition. During fatigue, stiffness degrades, which has a similar evolution pattern as the dielectric permittivity response. However, an accelerated decrease of permittivity is noticed at around 75% of life, predicting the failure earlier than the stiffness degradation phenomena. The same is evident in the acceleration of the state variables, where the second inflection point in the dielectric state variable acceleration curve is at about 68% of life, and the respective point for acceleration in the mechanical response curve is at about 72% of life. Thus, the dielectric response is more effective in providing an earlier warning of the beginning of the failure of the material. Then, two coupled artificial neural network models ANN1 and ANN2 are developed after data curation and hyperparameter optimization as shown in the tables. ANN1 takes input the in situ dielectric response of the composite during fatigue and the life evolution. It predicts the full lifespan of a test specimen from limited dielectric data as shown in Figure 5. ANN2 is trained using the residual strength at different life levels from a separate dataset that predicts the residual strength of a specimen only from the limited dielectric data. To determine the framework performance, the measured real permittivity data at limited cycle fatigue was passed through the ANN1 model to estimate a specimen's life at that instant. The output predicted life is then passed through the ANN2 model, and the model predicts the residual life of the specimen. As you can see, ANN1 can predict actual lifespan of a test even from early life dielectric response. As dielectric data up to more life level is tested, the model's performance increases. The overall framework can predict the residual strength of a specimen from dielectric permittivity with an R-square value of 0.9613. To conclude, in this study we have proposed dielectric spectroscopy as a non-destructive tool that can be used to correlate the dielectric permittivity changes with damage development phases during fatigue loading, and developed an AI-based framework which, if used, can predict the fatigue life and current residual strength of a composite solely from limited available dielectric permittivity values. It consists of two coupled ANN models trained on dielectric response of the material during fatigue loading. The proposed framework delivers a good estimation accuracy for both life and residual strength for composites under fatigue. This work can be thought as a promising step in utilizing non-destructive dielectric measurement techniques in prognostic health monitoring of polymer composites. Thanks a lot for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.